Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is September 21st, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. Take a look at the state of California right here. I'm going to scroll over and you can see our upper level low. It is now tracking across Utah and Arizona as we speak. And we'll take a look at what is coming next. As you can see, we're probably going to be building this ridge. Pretty good confidence in that in the short term. We're going to warm things up across the region as well. And you can kind of see a jet stream getting organized here out across some of the north central Pacific Ocean. And eventually the storm track is going to try to take aim at the Pacific Northwest. How far will those fronts get south? All good questions. We'll take a look at the extended forecast as well and see if there is anything about any kind of offshore wind event or any kind of tropical systems out there also. So diving into what happened yesterday, let's scroll all the way back towards yesterday morning. You can see the ongoing thunderstorms that we had across a lot of California, especially Southern California, some of the higher terrain. And if I scroll through yesterday, you can see some of these tried to make their way out to the foothill areas, but they did not get out towards the coastal regions here yesterday. And then you can clearly see the upper level low spinning as we went on in through the evening and the nighttime hours. Some thunderstorm activity continued across the Arizona, California border up towards Nevada and eventually up into Utah as well. And then as we went through the overnight hours, the lion's share of that activity there was across portions of Arizona. And we emerge out this morning, and you can see we have that marine layer intruding into some areas, including the Bay Area, a lot of Southern California, and then we go to where we are right about, and now what is about 11 a.m. or so, 11:20 a.m. So yeah, it looks, you can definitely see that upper level below is cleared out of our area. Now we're going to pay attention to the warm-up coming and what's coming in the extended forecast. So one last look at the upper level low at 500 millibars or 18,000 feet. You can clearly see that colder air associated with that, and you can clearly see that it is moving off to the east northeast here as well as we warm up aloft. And we may get another little bit of a system out here. It's not going to be as strong through the forecast coming up, and I'll show you that here in a moment in the European model. You can see there is a marginal risk of excessive rainfall with this upper level low that's moving off to the east here, but California is free of that threat. And here's the thunderstorm threat. You can see again California clear of that thunderstorm activity today. Now, taking a look at this weather station here, it's right near, what is this? You know, you're looking at highway or Interstate 15 right there, and you can see there is Keenbrook here in Cozy Dell. And if we take a look at that station, you can see it was picking up lightning strikes yesterday. And look at the UV index already, you know, it looks like nice sunny skies out there right now, warming up to 69 degrees. And if you click on any one of these parameters, you can go back in time and take a look at what was going on yesterday. You see all the lightning strikes that were occurring with that system there yesterday. So fun stuff. If you want one of these weather stations, go ahead and click on that link down below. You can see just how accurate it is, picking out those individual strikes and telling you the distance and the exact time that they happen. So if you want to save 10% off, click on that link down below. Taking a look here at that upper level low, and then as that departs, you can clearly see the ridge developing here across the west coast of the USA, but there is still a strong Gulf of Alaska trough coming up. Now the models are starting to show some interesting systems moving into the Pacific Northwest. These could be brushy Northern California at times, and again, we'll be breaking that down day by day. Right now, it's not showing much precipitation, but there is this little upper level feature that may be around as we go towards the end of next week coming up. It doesn't look like it's a big precipitation producer either, but those upper level lows excuse me, can be a bit sneaky. So we'll be watching that on a daily basis. And then you can see as you go from fantasy land here, maybe another ridge and upper level low will be around here as well. And then if you go way off into the extended forecast, another trough developing out over the Pacific Ocean, but take that with a grain of salt at that range. Now, taking a look at the upper level low, you can see it across Arizona and New Mexico off to the right of the screen. I put this into motion, and you see British Columbia getting their atmospheric river here, their September atmospheric river. Then frontal systems start to drive into the Pacific Northwest, and look at this bomb cyclone here off the Pacific Northwest moving into British Columbia. And that frontal system may try to clip Northern California. No promises on that. And then we'll watch that upper level low to see if it ends up spinning off any thunderstorms or anything with that as well. But yeah, it looks like we're going to stretch for some warmer weather for sure. And at the very end of the European, as of this morning, this is hot off the presses, the 12Z run. That's one of the benefits of me doing a late briefing, is you can see that tropical system there, that we do get to look at the 12Z run, the European. That's the benefit of me doing a late briefing. So I'll have to explain at the end of the video what happened last night and why this briefing is so late. So stick with me for that. And look at the national blended models. This is for tomorrow, Sunday. You can clearly see some upper 90s out there for the Sacramento Valley, San Joaquin Valley. Warming back up as that upper level low departs. And look at tomorrow, perhaps approaching 100 degrees up towards Redding and maybe even down towards Bakersfield. Some upper 90s as well. Desert starting to bounce back as that upper level low moves through. There's Tuesday, again, very warm across a lot of the valley areas. I mean, look at this. Even some of the coastal range here, just north of the Bay Area of 100 degrees. I mean, yeah, another little taste of summer here as we go towards the end of September. A little bit of a cool off there as we go through Wednesday. Hopefully the models are right on that, but you can still see it remains relatively warm out there. So, yeah, warm up is coming. Now, if we take a look at vertically integrated smoke, the only thing I saw here was a bit of smoke drifting out of Oregon. So, you know, this is nice to see. But again, fire season can run well on into October, into November here across the state of California, especially if we start to get any kind of an offshore wind event. And we're going to take a look at that here, starting now with the mean sea level pressure on the 12Z, hot off the presses European run. So what we're looking for is big high pressure moving over the interior that would drive an offshore wind event or any kind of tropical systems out across the areas off to the south, tropical regions. So as we scroll through here, you'll notice the frontal systems moving through the Pacific Northwest. Pacific high dominates, but then we start to get some ridging out across the Intermountain West here a bit, and that would start to bring some offshore winds. That's a decent pressure gradient there, about 8 millibars, and that could easily trend stronger than that. So we'll be watching this as we go on in towards next weekend. You can see the pressure gradient starts to really develop here as we go on in through Saturday night on in through Sunday morning. So that is definitely something to watch here, because offshore wind events at this time of year can really drive some of that fire activity here. And this one doesn't look too bad. So, you know, if that high pressure is just a little bit further off to the south and west, that would definitely be a strong offshore wind event. So I zoomed in on California here. We're looking about 2,500 feet up in the atmosphere. We're going to scroll all the way out to look at that offshore wind event to just kind of show you what would be going on. You can see this is clearly out of the northeast. You got northeast winds here, and then we scroll a little bit further, and you can see that coming off of Southern California as well. So it doesn't look like a huge event as of right now, but it's definitely something to watch on through the extended forecast. It is that time of year. 6 to 10 day above average for much of the lower 48. The west is no exception, and below average signal for some of California. And there is some near normal out there as well, but not a lot of precipitation usually falling at this time of year. And if you guys want to support the channel, you can click on the link down below. This Moisture Wicking t-shirts, my son and I wear these all the time. We've got several each, and the men's premium hoodies are quite nice. Same with the women, and my wife wears some of the t-shirts there as well. So if you want to click on that link down below, these products are pretty good for the price. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I told you I was going to tell what happened yesterday. So I was out shooting lenticular clouds late last night at Mount Rainier and caught some really good stuff. And you know, we saw a really cool goat out there as well, just this huge white goat. But yeah, on the way back in the dark, I hit an elk, and yeah, I slammed on the brakes and almost avoided the collision, but still gave the elk a pretty good wall up there. It did seem to walk off, but there was damage to my car, so I was hopped up on some adrenaline last night, so I didn't sleep too well, and trying to get things in order on the day today. So anyway, enough about that. We'll just continue to break things down day by day. Hope you guys are having a good day otherwise, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.